Do you ever think that sometimes the LA Kings just like to totally mess with their fans, like just for fun? Tonight almost felt like that if I didn't know that the Kings really like to beat the Rangers. Yes, shout back to 2014 because it was surprisingly similar in the sense that we beat Henrik Lundqvist in overtime. I love doing that, guys. Jazz hands. It wasn't jazz hands this time. It was Anze Kopitar, who I was saying throughout most of the game was like, he's good, but he's not really Kopi tonight. And then he scored a goal and 2 assists, so, including the game-winning goal. Wait, did he score 2? He scored 2 goals and 1 assist. Anyway, he was great tonight. Quickie making Jedi saves all over the place, but he truthfully didn't have a whole lot to do, especially in the first period. We were out shooting them like 9-3. And, how can that go badly, LA Kings fans? Rhetorical question. If you've been following them for any stretch of time, you know it's going to end incredibly badly because their 4th shot on goal after a very lackluster power play we had that we just, way too many passes and not enough actual shots at Lundqvist. Or at least good shots, I will say that. They scored on their 4th shot. It was a 3-on-1. Muzzin was the only one back. I don't know what happened in the neutral zone. I think it was a bad change. And yeah, 3-on-1. That's going to go in. Quickie can't stop 3 people's angles of shots. So they're up 1-0, maybe halfway through the first. And we're all kind of sitting there going, but we've had but it's all been us. So never mind, because literally a minute later, Dustin Brown scores. Dustin Brown now has 3 goals in 3 games against Chicago, against Dallas, and now against the Rangers. What? Who woke him up and said maybe you're going to get traded or something when we expand and we have to give a player to the new team? Whatever it is, I'm loving it. His goal was hustling. He skated around 3 different Rangers players, and one of them stayed on his back the whole time. And I don't even know how he managed to get that shot off, but he did. And I guess Lundqvist wasn't expecting it. I guess he thought he was too hustled by the defenseman, and it just kind of, shot right back past Lundqvist. And so we're suddenly tied. And that's the first period, basically. We completely outplayed them, yet ended up tied going into the second. Yep, that sounds about right, LA Kings fans? For sure. So second period, of course we give up the first goal there too, and it wasn't a particularly great goal for us to give up either. I don't remember how it happened, but I do remember it wasn't good, of course, because giving up goals to New York is bad. Unfortunately, we did not get that one back immediately, and we go into the third period. Not a whole lot really happened in the second period. I think we had a power play, but, it's the LA Kings, so our power play is not fantastic. Anyway, third period, they score pretty early into the third, and suddenly it's 3-1, and the game looks way less fun than it did at the beginning. And the Rangers are getting a little bit of revenge for 2014. I should mention this is the first time that Lundqvist has been back in our building playing since 2014. So I like Lundqvist. He's a really good player. I just didn't want him to win tonight. So third period, 3-1. It's not looking so great. And then suddenly it does, because we're within 1 thanks to Jeff Carter and Kyle Clifford, mostly Jeff Carter, for a stunning backhand shot that he gets to Clifford, and Clifford just buries it. Lundqvist is completely the other side of the ice, thinking, probably rightfully so, that Carter is much more dangerous on the play. So he wants to stop that, and wide open net for Clifford, and it's gorgeous. Thank you, Kyle Clifford. So we're back within 2, and I just remembered that the second goal was something that 4 LA Kings players didn't clear right in front of Quickie, so of course that was going to happen, and that's something that they're going to want to clean up next time. But it's the time's running down. We're getting to about 4 minutes, 12 seconds left. The Kings have challenged a goal on the play for goalie interference. That was their 3rd Rangers goal. But, anyone can tell you that wasn't going to go. Unfortunately. And so the Kings are down by 1, and it's kind of getting a little bit of a nail biter. And then Chris Sutter shows up on the dance cam. Rock star. He's got his St. Patrick's Day lucky hat on, and he is bringing the mojo because 4 seconds after that, the Kings scored. It was so fast that I was still looking at Chris Sutter on the dance cam when suddenly the crowd erupts. I'm like, wait, what? Oh my God, we scored, we're tied, yay! So looking back on the replay, it sucks I missed it because it was like right there in front of me. It was, I'm down by the end where the Kings shoot twice. So that was a Kopitar goal, I believe. Yes, it was. It was Kopitar from Lucic, and at some point the replay is going to show Lucic's shot. And if that isn't hockey porn, I don't know what is in slow motion. That was a gorgeous wrist shot from him that Kopitar just redirected into the nets, and it's tied. Those are 2 beautiful players on the ice doing beautiful LA Kings things, and it's very nerve-wracking at this point. I should point out that the Rangers have only lost twice when leading going into this 3rd period. And I think they have 28 games where they've been leading in the 3rd period and then ended up winning it. So the Kings, though, have the best record in the league for coming back because they are Kings and they're resilient and they have learned from their mistakes of last year in a very, very encouraging way that makes me super excited for playoffs in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not very many weeks. So, clock's running down. Unlike most of the game, the puck is actually by Jonathan Quick, which is a little more than I would like considering how little time was left at the end of the game. But the time runs out. We go into overtime. There's free hockey. We start with Kopitar, Doughty, and Carter. Can you get a more gorgeous look onto the ice? Nothing really happens with them. They get Martinez, Pearson, and Toffoli out. Nothing really happens with them. But no shots have been taken by the Rangers in overtime. Possibly not even by the Kings, I think, until we get the dream team that wins the game for us. It's Muzzin, Kopitar, and Doughty were out there. And Muzzin takes just like enough time, not too much, but just a second to kind of really tee up the shot. And Kopitar right by the nets just taps it in perfectly and inches it in past Lundqvist. And there it is again. Henrik Lundqvist at Staples Center letting in the overtime goal. And like I said, I do feel a little bad for him, but it's hard to feel too bad when that puts us 4 points up on the Anaheim Ducks. I think there are 10 or 11 games left to play, and we are just inching closer to another one of them. I'm not superstitious, so I don't believe in jinxes. I believe that the LA Kings are playing very, very well. We have some players who are definitely reaching their potential. We have a few who aren't. I'm not going to name names. Brendan McNabb. He and Scuderi both played less than, or just over a minute and a half in the 3rd period. Sutter said he shortened the bench to get more offense, and that worked. It did. So, yeah. Playoffs, guys. It's coming. Are you ready?